Hey.
Hey. So
you meet someone and it's a little awkward getting the conversation going. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start a conversation, how to keep it going, and by the end, you'll be able to talk to anyone. Yo, what up? It's my friend Cassie. Welcome back to my channel where we're all about adulting and self-development with substance, purpose, and growth. So if you can relate, subscribe to the tribe. Last week, we talked about how to make friends. This week, I'm going to teach you how to talk to people. If you ever encountered a situation where you're out hanging out and you couldn't get the conversation started, you and another person struggle a little bit to talk to each other. This is the video for you, because today I'm going to teach you how to strike up a conversation, how to keep the conversation going, and how to be fun to talk to. Step 1. Smile. And once you get that figured out, you can move on to step 2. Step 2 is to engage an icebreaker. There are all kinds of icebreakers. Everyone has a different style, so you have to find out one that fits your personality, one that you're comfortable striking up a conversation with someone and introducing yourself that way. One of the ways you can do that is if you approach someone and give them an compliment. It's one of my favorite ways because it's fun, it's easy, it makes them feel special, and
why not?
For example, you come up to someone and you notice that their shirt has a really cool pattern. You can tell them,
Oh, hey man, I like your shirt.
they'll probably say,
oh, thank you.
and you could engage by asking a question like,
Where'd you get it?
one thing you don't want to do is ask too many questions about it, because then it just turns into an interrogation and then it gets really awkward. Like,
Where'd you get it?
Got it at,
Like, oh, cool. Do you go there often? Which mall is that in?
you can ask questions, but you also want to share your insight about it. You want to keep it genuine, so it has to be honest and true. So you can't just go up to someone and be like,
I like your eyes.
you can't just go up to someone and just give a compliment that's ingenuine, because then it'll show in your eyes, because they'll know that you're faking it. After you give a compliment, you can always ask a question. You could give your own insight. Another way you can approach someone and strike up a conversation is if you make an observation. Making an observation about your environment or the event that you're in. If you're at a party or an event, you could say something like,
wow, it's a pretty good turnout. There's lots of people here.
observation. Open up the conversation by asking,
What brought you here?
and they'll probably continue on who brought them there, or why they're there, or who they know, or their purpose in being at that event. Another way to strike up a conversation is my favorite way. Crack a joke. It fits with my personality. If you think you're funny, then go for it. If comedy is something that you're not comfortable with, then I'll probably not suggest that. Making someone laugh is one of the best ways to open up a conversation, because it makes them smile, it kind of loosens up a little bit, and it breaks the ice. One of the ways you could do that is if you come up to them and you just simply ask,
Want to hear a joke?
you should probably have a joke ready, but you can say something like,
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
they might guess it, it doesn't matter, you're just trying to get your foot in the door, then boom, hello, my name is. I usually go something along the lines of,
Hey, come here often.
most people smirk a little bit, they think it's a little funny. If they think it's cringy, that's my personality. I love bad jokes, I like dad jokes, I like dry jokes. That's my personality, it fits with me, it works with me. Point is, find your way to break the ice and practice that. After you break the ice, then you want to introduce yourself. And I do this because if someone comes up to you and they're just like,
Hi, my name is Bob.
then it gives pressure on the conversation that this person is going to engage with you, that they're going to talk to you about something. It gives you kind of an awkward feeling. It doesn't come as natural. So I ice break and then I introduce myself. Crack a joke. Hey, come here often. Hi, I'm Cassie. It's really nice to meet you. What brought you here? However, if you are in a situation where it's like speed dating, or you got put into a group setting, or someone introduces you, then it just feels natural to introduce yourself right away. Don't fight it. Getting introduced is one of the best ways to enter a conversation. Tip: if you are a solid friend, introduce them to other people so that they can avoid awkward moments. There's nothing more uncomfortable than joining in on a conversation or someone else joining in, or your friend leaves you with this stranger and you're just standing there like, so if you are a good friend, then introduce other people and make that conversation flow a little bit better. So you've succeeded in getting your foot in the door, but how do you keep the conversation going? First, you want to ask open-ended questions, things that people can elaborate on, explain, or share with you. You want to avoid yes and no questions because that gets really awkward.
Do you like shopping?
Yes.
You can also bring up interesting topics, especially if they pertain to something that that person can talk about. For example, if you are in a networking event and his name tag says Bill Bob, ask him questions about engineering. Ask him what kind of engineer he is. You can also ask them their opinions on something or have them explain something that you don't know. One, you can learn something, and two, it establishes their value in the conversation. If you are political or into controversial topics, that's totally fine. I wouldn't recommend it at a social setting or a networking event, but if you are in an environment where it's might be appropriate or you're in the appropriate setting and you feel comfortable bringing topics like that up, then I would go for it. But if it were me, I kind of just steer away from anything with politics. So yay! You got the conversation going. Let's talk about how to be an entertaining conversationalist. In order to ask interesting questions and keep the conversation going, you need to be present. So avoid scanning the room when you're talking to someone. It gets really awkward when you're talking to someone and they're like trying to pay attention to other people. At that point, if you find yourself scanning the room wanting to talk to people, then you should probably exit the conversation. Don't waste your time, don't waste their time, and don't make them feel weird for talking to you. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how to exit a conversation without being rude. So don't forget to subscribe and make sure that your notifications are turned on so you know when that episode drops.
Moving on.
One of my biggest pet peeves when I'm talking to someone and they pull out their phone. Put your phone away. In case you didn't know, you look rude AF. So, you're talking to someone, they won't pay attention to you, but they look like they're trying and it just looks really awkward. Hello? You look really rude. It is best if you just put your phone away. If you're at a dinner setting or a lunch setting or whatever and you have your phone on the table, it's okay, everybody does it, I totally get it. If you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody and your phone rings and notifies you that there is a message or someone's calling you, what I like to do is flip my phone over. That kind of shows the other person that I'm talking to that I do respect their time and I want to close my black mirror and I want to show them that I'm still listening and there's mutual respect and that I respect the person enough to keep listening and pay attention. If you get a message or a phone call that you absolutely need to answer, then just be polite about it. You can just tell them, or hey, I'm sorry, I really need to take this. Do you mind? If you ask them permission, like, do you mind if I take this? Then it gives them the feeling that they are still important, they are still valued. And then I also try to come back to the conversation if I can, especially if you're sitting there and there's really no exit strategy, you might as well just continue the conversation and pretend like it didn't happen. Point is, get off your damn phone and pay attention. Another way to be an entertaining conversationalist is not only just to listen, but also repeat if you missed something. It gets pretty awkward when you miss something and they expect you to respond, but because you weren't listening or you just didn't hear or catch it, you don't know how to respond appropriately and you just end up nodding like, uh-huh. So don't be shy and have the courage to ask and repeat.
Hey, I didn't catch that. What did you just say?
Another important thing to keep in mind is your body language. When you're talking to someone, you want to lean in so it looks like you're paying attention. When I'm sitting at someone at a table, I like to lean in this way with my ear towards my good ear, because
Totally deaf on one side.
and I like to lean in, look at them in the face, and actually listen to them because I want real relationships, so I'm gonna pay attention. Another thing to keep in mind is affirmations, not just yes and things to notify them that their conversation is going well, that you are paying attention, and that what they're saying is getting to you. Is your facial expressions, like wow, or that's really cool, or interesting. You want to show that on your face so that it gives them cues that they're doing okay in this conversation, that they still have your attention. Now that we've walked through how to strike up a conversation, how to maintain the conversation, and how to be an entertaining conversationalist, I hope this helps you in your future situations so you can talk to anyone and avoid awkward moments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this video was helpful. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone who might find this helpful. You can also find me on Instagram at myfriendcassie, and I hope you have a week as wonderful as you are, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.